Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
Peace and blessings. Good morning to the peoples. Happy Saturday, man. What's good? What's good? What's good?
My nigga.
Oh, yeah. I told you I'm going to be on y'all helmets all this year. We not stopping. This one I want to clear up and give my perspective of it, because we all have hobbies. We all have things that we are interested in for various reasons. And I'm quite frankly sick and tired of men being attacked for this particular subject or area. So, ladies and gentlemen, do me a solid, repost, share this out. Let people know that we are live. I'm definitely going to get my bars off. That's a fact. And first and foremost, thank you for being here. We got a long day ahead of us. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope it's smooth. I hope you get to just relax and not really stress or worry about too many responsibilities. We will be coming back, spinning the block later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might even switch it up. Might go on earlier. I might go on later. Who knows? We all grown, you know. Shout out to my writers, poets, content creators, singers, dancers, authors, whoever you are. If you're in the industry of just creating, salutes to you. I look forward to working with you in the future. If you wasn't here for the virtual open mic last Friday, you missed a good one. Shout outs to Don, shout out to MJ, Sydney, everybody who tapped in. Yes, it was hella fun. I love the poetry community. I love how we get together and we cut up, we talk our shit, read some good spoken word, and just forget about drama, forget about competing, forget about the outside world and all that shit. Forget all that shit. We just hang out and have a good time, man. And I'm looking forward to working with more people in the near future. Men and video games. Ladies, I'm gonna need you to pay close attention because you are the main ones who seem to have a issue with it. I prefaced this earlier. I said, look, we all have preferences. Some of you like to go get your hair done. Some of you like to get your nails and your feet done, pedicures, manicures. You like to go to spas. That's how you unwind. That's how you get the day off you. Counteract your rampant emotions, how they fluctuate up and down. That's how you deal with stress and anxiety. Maybe it's not pedicures and manic. Maybe it's not that. Maybe you just like to go out with your girlfriends. Maybe you have a particular channel that you like to watch. Lifetime. The Orange is New. I don't know. Knitting shit. There are things that you enjoy doing. Maybe you read. Everyone has their own preferences, their own vices, their own interests and hobbies. And what I always got triggered by was the stereotypes around video games, the negative connotations placed on people, as if sitting in front of a screen for X amount of hours somehow negates your ability to be a successful, productive citizen or a partner. If I sat here and made a living off of any of this, that wouldn't be a problem. But because guys just do it for fun and it brings joy to them, it's an issue. I've heard many sides to this. I've heard women say it's not really bad. I don't think it's bad because, well, it's not harming anyone. It's not putting anyone at risk. They're not endangering the lives of anyone. And I've also heard people say it's bad because it takes away me time. You're not spending time with me. We don't communicate. We don't go out. We don't do things together anymore. You care more about this video game than you do about the relationship. I've heard all of it. I've been listening very closely for the last 15 years plus about the same rhetoric over and over again. So let's put an end to that narrative. Shout out to MTR. He did a video, and I believe I did one prior about this, but I wanted to go live specifically to say that unless it's life threatening or altering someone else's future, putting them in harm's way, doing anything negative to them, affecting them negatively in any way, shape, form, or fashion, then shut up. What are you complaining about? What is your issue with it? I have a lot to go over here, a lot to cover. Let's start here real quick. I can see it from both sides, all right? There are men who do nothing but spend their life playing video games. They don't have any goals, they don't have any hobbies outside of it, and they don't really make much of an effort to cultivate a healthy future for themselves or anyone that they deem interesting enough to pursue for a family later on down the road. Those type of guys we'll put here on the forefront for all of you who say men are lazy, they lack drive, ambition, they're losers. XXXXX. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Let's put them up there for a second. Two things I want to point out. One, to address the men that are in this position, you need to lose weight, get therapy, get some mentorship. You need to discover your inner alpha, if that's a word that you want to use. I don't like using that word, but you need to discover your true calling and purpose within God. You need to find yourself, your identity. I understand the world probably got you in this little category or box. The world is lying to you. You do not have to be fat, lazy, and conform to what the public says. Just because the general population created this picture of what you're supposed to be does not necessarily mean that's what you have to be. I want you to know that you don't have to be what they say you are. Fuck what they talking about. I'm gonna go through this brick by brick. All right. So we are fair. We're not going to be biased. We're not going to do that. We're going to be fair, and we're going to address everything piece by piece, component by component. All right. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that I get everything that I want off of my chest today. So I'm going to go to all of my spots. All right. So first things first, to my fat men, to my lazy brothers, to my insecure brothers with low self-esteem who get dubbed, and no one seems to be looking in your peripheral. No one seems to be acknowledging you or seeing you as a valuable anything. You're just the scum of the fucking earth. To you, I say this, and I say this very, very confidently. Stop listening to the news, stop listening to IG, stop listening to TikTok, stop listening to these 304s and these women who get on social media and shake their ass all day and got men lined up in their DMs, and these rap artists and musicians that fuck all of them and this, that, and the third. The smoke and mirrors remove the veil. The reality is the men that these women are sleeping with treat these women like shit. They don't have no respect for them. They look at them all like commodities. They're not special. They're not really offering anything. They're not as important or as enlightened or spiritual as you would like to believe. They're not someone that you're going to want to bring home to your parents. A lot of them have mental issues. A lot of them are control freaks. A lot of them have daddy issues. A lot of them are liars compulsively. A lot of them are very carnal. They're not loyal. They're only as faithful as their options. A lot of them are very problematic and drama filled. You have a long list of videos on every single platform there is that provides you ample information to support my claim that a lot of these women are unstable. A lot of these, they got perfect bodies. Their shape is immaculate. Their facial structure, their bone structure, immaculate. But the truth be told, they're emotionally damaged. They're emotionally scarred. They're mentally damaged and scarred. And they substitute their hurt and their pain and their rage and their egos by sleeping with multiple people, by starving themselves to death, by living in this bubble of defeatist mindset. I can do. There's a lot of shit. I want you to understand. You shouldn't even feel so bad. You should feel bad if you're a fat dude and you're lazy and you don't go to the gym and you don't work out, you don't read, you don't get around successful people who can guide and teach you and humble yourself. If you're not creating a better space for you, can't nobody really make an argument for you. You're pretty much supporting or advocating for the very same thing that they bash you about. If I was you personally, and all I'm hearing is women saying like these niggas is lazy, they ain't offering nothing, they ain't doing shit. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care, right? Because like once you realize that a lot of these people ain't really shit anyway, a lot of them are just as damaged as you are, and they need the same amount of work. I wouldn't really sweat that too much, but I would be pissed off at the fact that, damn, I could be doing more for myself. Forget about what everybody else is talking about. If you're one of them people who are financially not where you want to be at, if you're one of them people who just don't have the greatest success rate with women, your circle is obsolete, whatever the fuck you want. I would be more focused and more concerned about my legacy and what I leave behind and what I do with the remaining portion of my life than worried about the opinions of people who don't give a shit about you in the first place. They will only surface and show up when you have something to offer. They will only come around when you're funny, when you got a big penis, when you got money, when you got status, when you can connect them with other people that can connect them with other people. Until you have any of these qualifications, people don't really give a shit about you anyway. Go ahead and get that out of your head. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do the work. Now that's an option. If you want to sit in front of the video games and don't do shit, and you want to stay in that mindset, that's on you. That's your prerogative. But I'm telling you, that's not really going to get you anywhere. And you're going to be pissed off at yourself at the end when life is over with, and you reflect on all them years you wasted. You're going to be mad at yourself. You can't be mad at no one else. You can't blame nobody else for why you are where you are. You can only look at yourself in the mirror for that. So for the ladies and all y'all that thought I was just going to jump on women, this ain't about jumping on nobody. I just want you to be perfectly clear here. This smoke goes for everybody. All right. let me get to the second portion of this. And this is the part that I want y'all to really lock in for. Not only, ladies, 80s specifically, not only are you not checking for you do absolutely nothing to contribute to motivating those type of dudes anyway. See, the very men that we are speaking about right now, as at this particular moment, you don't see them, you don't hear them, you don't want to know nothing about them whatsoever. They're just a fart in the wind to you. Them dudes are born and die on a daily basis. You don't hear them. You don't acknowledge their existence whatsoever. The only reason you bring them up, the only reason you bring up the fat, lazy, he ain't doing this, that, and all, you use them to connect into another world or another archetype of guy that has absolutely nothing to do with the latter whatsoever. See, them guys that I just spoke on first, I didn't do anything else first. I addressed them first. The only reason you bring them up is to evade or escape holding yourself accountable for your delusion and the type of guys that you like. And the type of guys that you typically go for represent the complete opposite of what you actually need and desire. Guys that work hard, that spend 80 hours a week just working nonstop, traveling, networking, uploading, having conversations with this person, and having those dudes that are constantly on the road. You complain about them because you don't get to see them enough. You want their attention. Hold on. You want the money, you want the lifestyle, you want the height, the weight, the length, the girth. You want the guy to have the charisma, you want them to have the popularity, you want them to have all of it, and on top of that, you want them to be able to create their own schedule. And what you don't understand is there is no fucking way in the world you're going to be able to make 6 figures a year on some, I'm going to spend 12 hours with you and then 12 hours doing this. That shit don't exist. I can't be with you for fucking 12 hours out of a day and make 6 figures a year. Are you out of your fucking mind? There's absolute, the only, do you know the level of discipline, the level of focus you got to have, how much you got to pour into yourself, how much you got to love yourself, how much you got to really want and enjoy doing what you're doing in order to obtain the confidence, to obtain that type of income and lifestyle? Do you know what it requires a person? Do you know how much you got to pour out for that? That takes time away from family. That takes time away from moments. That takes time away from text messages, face calling, dates. You're not doing this for a fucking good stint. you're going to have to accept the fact that with this type of person, their time is valuable. I want to be completely clear here on the misconceptions that a lot of people are under with the video game aspect. I just want to give you my own take. So I use this as a reference. A WWE wrestler spends more time around his coworkers than they do their own family. They're on the road damn near their entire life. Go watch any video of a wrestler speaking on it. There's people who have been divorced from infidelity, people cheating with their coworkers on the job because they spend more time with their coworkers on the job than they do with their own families at home. People who have a life that requires them to be constantly in rotation, they are at a higher demand than someone who is constantly at home. You don't want the guy that's constantly at home. The person that's constantly at home with you, you're going to look at him like he got too much time on his hands. Why is he always here? Why is he always in my face? Damn, nigga, I can't even breathe without you. You'll say you like the person being up under you. You'll say that you want someone that's clingy. No, you don't. You don't want nobody that's clingy. You want yin and yang. You want balance. You want the person to be hot and cold, give you this when and how is necessary. You don't want this constantly pushed in your face because you're going to get bored. You need a balance of both. If you get too much of anything, you abuse it. You don't appreciate it. Anybody who has ever been giving more than they should have gotten in high quality, either you're going to expect it consistently, and when it topples off, you're going to start to develop certain type of characteristics that's going to be very unsavory because you're so used to the person pampering to you. You're so used to the person giving you everything that you want. You're going to be so used to the person kissing your ass all the time that when they start slowing down and the patterns change, you're going to start mentally checking out. You mentally check out. First it starts up here. You notice that things are not what they were anymore. Then you start creating things in your head about what's not right and what's wrong. You misinterpret shit. You don't have conversations. You don't properly sit down with the person to figure out, all right, what's happening here. You don't do that. You lash out. You get erratic. You get emotional. You're not really responding the way that you're supposed to respond in respect to the person that you opened your legs up to. Why the fuck are you having sex with someone that you don't respect? So you start to distance yourself mentally from a person. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. This is my point. A guy that is constantly working, you got the comfort of not having to do too much shit. All you got to do is look pretty and be pleasant. Now, if you want to work, you can. Nobody's stopping you. The guy pretty much is doing what he's doing for his legacy, for his purpose, and when I say legacy, I'm talking about his children that he may possibly have, so that they're taken care of and that they can build upon what he did already in their own future going down the road. He's thinking like that. He's trying to, all he's concerned about is making sure that you good. But with all that work, with all of that going and driving and all this, do you what do you, so what yo, the man is tired. He don't really get no sleep. His body is telling him to slow down. His body is telling him he needs to go relax. He's mentally got work on his brain all day. Mentally, all he can think about is work, taking care of bills and responsibilities. Shout out to Mr. R.I. in the building. Have a blessed one, brother. All these dudes think about is work, protection, security, and making sure that everything is good. Making sure the windows are locked, making sure the doors are secured, making sure the alarm system is right, making sure their money, the flow of income is coming in the way it's supposed to, making sure that everything is operating the way that it's supposed to be without any issues. That is his main concern. He wants to make sure that you're safe, that no harm comes to you, the children, or nothing. You're taken care of. He's constantly have to be a security camera all day, every day. He doesn't get a chance to really unwind or relax. Why the fuck do you have an issue with someone who is making this money, doing this all day, every day, up and down all day? What is the issue with him saying, let me go ahead and play 2K?
Shut up, bitch.
Why do you have a problem with this brother wanting an hour, 2 hours to get all of the fucking world off of him, dealing with men all day, networking, people dick measuring, people trying to compete at the highest level to get the deals done that you're trying to get the deals done on, trying to secure the bag, trying to make sure that you can take care of yourself on your birthday and anniversaries and this, that, and the third. He got to deal with the physical shit alone would make y'all fucking pass out. You would not survive. You would absolutely not survive working at that routine weekly. There's absolutely no way anyone's going to convince me that you could do construction or do some laborious work for a consistent number of years just straight like that and think that your body ain't built for it. You would absolutely crap yourself. But see, we can do it. The biology behind it is just wired different. We are capable of doing it. We'll sit there and endure all of the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, all of the punishment, all of the backlash, all of the mind-numbing, ignorant retort that comes from dealing with different humans here or there. Do you understand the different spirits that we come in contact with every single day? People who are walking around with demonic energy all day. People are walking around with wickedness in them all day. People who are trying to set you up, sabotage. All this, we deal with this shit on a regular basis, and we want an hour, we want 3 hours, hop in the shower, have something to eat, and fucking play John Madden or some shit, Call of Duty or something. We just want an hour, 2 hours to ourselves. Y'all got a problem with that, though. You have an absolute problem with that. It's childish. Really.
Sensational.
I'm confused. I need answers. I need answers. What's it going to be? You can't have it both ways. So you don't want. So you're just you want your guy to just be a robot. Just say that. I'll tell you what. They make clones. Build your clone. Program him to pretty much do everything you ask him to do. Oh, and then on top of that, why don't you create a magical machine that creates and generates six-figure income? Create you a nice little machine that you can put at your desk, and the money just makes itself. So that way your guy doesn't have to leave the house ever. He can give you sex anytime you want. He can take you out. He can do everything that you ask him to do without ever going anywhere. He doesn't have to play the game. Hell, you can even program him to have whatever type of personality you want. You want him to be funny? All right. Insert Kevin Hart. Beep boop beep beep bop 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 beep 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 beep. Oh, you don't want Kevin Hart? All right. You want Future. You want Future's personality. All right. Typing in the personality of Future. Beep, 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 bop, 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 beep, 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 beep.
Sensational.
All right. Oh, you bored with Future. All right. Who else would you prefer? Y'all think it's just that simple, huh? You can just program somebody to just be what y'all are fucking selfish. You're selfish. This shit is wild to me, man. Men can't have nothing. So you can spend hundreds of $1,000s on fucking wigs, on makeup, go on your whole trips. Oh, I mean your girl trips. You can spend and blow money on purses and all this bullshit that don't really do nothing for nobody. You can spend and blow money on all this ridiculous crap. But a guy can't sit for an hour or two and play a video game, because to you, a video game means that he's not productive. He's not really doing anything. Damn. What more do you want? And this is what I be noticing. A lot of people, yes, TikTok is back in the States. It's back in the States. It wasn't on my phone for a minute. I just got mine back. But y'all selfish as hell, man. Absolutely selfish as hell. Now, Anna, you're one of the rare few. One of the rare few. But I would imagine that there's history behind your realization, and a lot of women are coming to the same ones. That's why social media is flooded with drama, with infidelity, and with just a bunch of complaints. Nothing but complaints. Oh, I'm not getting this. Oh, he wasn't this. Oh, he wasn't that. Well, why did you lay down with him? Why did you have children with him? Why did you decide to say I do to this person? Don't you just love when a person they like everything about you? This is funny as shit. Hold up. Hold up. Don't you just love when you meet somebody, you love everything about them? They're handsome, they're tall, they're pretty, they got charisma, they got money, the intimacy is great. They everything that you could ever want in the world. Until they aren't.
How dare you?
And until they are no longer what you expected or anticipated them to be. Now all of a sudden we got a market. We're making people wealthy off of the pain, off of the suffering, and off of the humiliation that has been created through your lack of discernment for choosing the right person to create a future with. You blaming everybody else but yourself. Anytime somebody be like, man, this person ain't shit and this person ain't this, I'm looking at them like, but they must have been something, because you opened up to them. You let them bust all in you. You top them off. You let them titty fuck you. You let them twist you like a pretzel. You let them contort your legs behind your head. You did the fucking Titanic at 2 p.m. on the balcony. You did all types of unimaginable, unspeakable, unthinkable things with that person that you wouldn't have did with anybody else. But they ain't shit. If a dude is working and he's being like legit, he's not a scammer, he's not robbing people, he's paying his taxes, which those are the biggest scammers. But if he's doing everything legit and he's just tired, man, I mean, come on, man. What is your issue? What is the problem with this brother wanting to relax? You don't have to be around a person 24 hours a day. I don't want to be around you all day. Not because I don't love you, not because I don't like you, but because eventually I know if I'm around you consistently for a long period of time, you're going to get on my fucking nerves. And I'm probably going to get on your nerves. And it's going to create a wedge between us where we're going to do things to create space. And if you start creating space to get away from a person, now you know there's a problem. They absolutely need time apart. 100%. That's why there's a such thing of having your own friend group. But you don't even know what a friend group looks like, because a lot of your friends ain't shit anyway. A lot of your friends are dirty, conniving. Oh, you think I'm lying? You think I'm just all right? Type in my friend slept with my boyfriend or all you got to do is type it in. That's all you got to do. It's going to pull right up. It's just going to be a random. That's how often it happens. So if you're in a relationship, you got to be intentional with that relationship. You got to feed it properly. You got to water it properly. You got to make sure that it gets enough air and enough sun and enough this and that. You can't be negligent in a party of two. But that's where my next part comes in that I want to address. this part right here, because I think y'all forget that for some reason. Not sure why.
What? So I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone with fucking Steven Glansberg?
Both individuals have to pour into the other. So while you sitting up here on the internet complaining about men playing video games, let me tell you something. Would you rather that man play video games, or would you rather him go outside of the house and find other avenues of entertainment? Which one would you prefer? Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. How do you decompress? How do you find ways to relax? How do you find ways to get negative shit out of your head? How do you find ways to breathe easier when anxiety comes, when pressure comes? How do you get into a practice or a healthy habit of decompressing when things are just spiraling out of control around you and you don't have too many resources to help you center yourself again? What do you do? Everyone has to have one. Let me do this real quick. Let me go through these comments real quick. It takes two, man. You sitting up here trying to tell me that the man just don't matter. I guess I don't mean shit. Huh? I guess I'm just supposed to just do everything you say. I'm not supposed to get anything out of this experience whatsoever. It's all about you. Nothing here is dedicated to me whatsoever. This entire life that I signed up for with you is specifically supposed to be detailed to your every demand, want, and need. That's pretty much what you're saying to me. So when the dudes begin to check out and they go elsewhere, you don't want to take any accountability for it. You don't want him playing video games. So what? So how is he? Oh, I guess you're supposed to be his entire entertainment. That shit right though. I got a video that I'm gonna drop. It's not gonna be today. It'll probably be tomorrow or Monday or something, right? And it's similar to this. It's similar to what you just posted on this. And I basically presented my case for women. Women will say that they're angels, that they wear a chastity belt 24 hours a day, that they don't get horny, that they don't get lustful, that they're not deceitful, that they're not conniving. They'll tell you all day that they're loyal and they're faithful and they don't have a dark thought in their brain. They don't do no wrong. They're innocent. They don't take shits. They don't fart in front of people. They don't hide it. They don't bust the ass and then walk away and then try to pretend like someone else did the shit. They just don't do nothing until you see posts like this from an actual woman on the screen. For those of you who are watching, that's not a dude. That is a woman that's telling you, look, this happened. And it involved a friend of mine's, which I guess it was supposed to be a part of a sisterhood. I thought there was supposed to be a sisterhood. There's no fucking sisterhood. There's absolutely no. All right.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
I don't want to hear nothing from none of them. I don't want to hear it. I just don't. But I'm gonna tell you something, and this is the honest truth. When you say shit like men are weak or they're beta or they're this, that, and the third because they play video games, I intuitively hear that, I look at you and what you said out your mouth, and I think to myself, she's insufferable. I can't do that. She's pretty. She's pretty attractive, but the shit she said out of her mouth would piss me off. It would make me want to step out. I would not want to come home to that. She talks like that all the time. There's other one word, one sentence. As soon as you even fix your mouth to say a guy who plays video games is enter or insert, as soon as you say that, I already have peeled back 20 different layers to what that means. You just don't know it. And now you've made it harder for yourself because it's telling me that while we have our own preferences, which is acceptable, and I'm okay with you having your own preferences, you like what you like, you want what you want. I just gave you, and I gave you what you wanted at the beginning of the stream. I spoke on the fat lazy guy. I spoke on a guy who is not inspired. I spoke on him. I talked about him very thorough. I did everything within my power to tell you, look, we don't support that. But the difference is I don't support it, but I encourage with chastisement, with love, to say you don't have to remain that way. When women scold guys like that, they don't give a shit about them getting better. You don't give a shit about them improving. You don't care about them evolving. You don't care about their emotional, mental. You don't care about none of that shit. They just fat, lazy, ugly, unproductive. They don't do nothing. They don't offer nothing. Get them the fuck out of my face. Ill.
Bazinga.
You don't offer no words of encouragement whatsoever. You're just done with it. We sit there and try to wake them up and get them out of that mindset, because we know how jarring it is. We know how damaging it is to walk around miserable, suicidal, depressed, angry at the world. We understand it. We try to pull and lift people up out of that. Y'all don't really care about this shit. As far as you're concerned, you just check them off the list. Check. Oh, this is interesting. Check. Oh, this is interesting. Check. That's what you do. That's what a lot of you do. And we notice it. Most of us notice it. I don't know about everybody else. Some people can see it, some people can't. But the point is, video games, there's nothing wrong with them. Certain ones. There are games that are not for children. There are video games that I would not allow a child to play whatsoever. They're too violent. They're very suggestive. And just like anything else, they can influence you to crash out. So there are limitations that I would put on it. But a grown adult who knows, they got all this sense and they just want to relax, and leave them alone. Get off their case. Go find you something to do. Just saying. Hold on. Jezebel was a woman. Yep. Ding, 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 ding. Right on. Pops was an extremely hard-working man and made time to play with 5 kids. When he got home, he played video games at night to unwind. There's no harm, no foul. Let's go ahead and just make sure that we separate and distinguish between the guys that you don't want versus the guys that are actually putting in work. Stop putting them in the same categories. Stop, please. Your echo chamber is giving me a headache. I hold everyone accountable for their action and behavior. A guy who is able to do what her pops does, take care of home and still find time, even if it's just like a small window to just, damn, let me get 5-10 minutes to myself. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I don't see the problem with that. Your attitude and the way that you perceive men, some of this stuff got to change. But because really it's coming off, and it's been coming off for years now, that you really just don't give a shit about us at all. But men and women have created this problem. It's not just one-sided. We've both created this problem. We have. Fortunately, you got the right people to get us back on the right path, man, because a lot of this is sloppy, very sloppy. You show a guy that he's appreciated and that he's earned and he's worked his butt off to have some peace of mind. You give him some peace. You allow your man to feel special. You allow him to just, damn, let me, he will, you take care of him, he will take care of you. That's the bottom line. That's it. As simple as that. I didn't even really have to do an entire hour. All I should have said was, you take care of him and he'll take care of you. That's really what it come down to. You make sure he's good, you're gonna be all right. But see, that's not where we at. Y'all compasses are broke. The shit keep taking you is doing this. You should be over here, but you're right there, and you're going this way, and it's like you don't. Your compass is all messed up because the qualities that you need and desire are in individuals who walk a certain path. But that path that they are on requires a level of discipline that you do not have yourself. Therefore, you are combative and fight against it. Because you don't have the same level of discipline within your own spirit, there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to conform to a lifestyle that goes completely against the way that you are living currently. It's absolutely impossible. And that is why we are where we are today.
You just made the list.
Just another one. Another one with an attitude. Another one that's angry at the world. Another one that has excommunicated the idea of being with anyone else. Another one who would rather adopt 20 cats than to just own up to your own part. You suck. You would rather hold on to the way that you are than to refine and create a healthier version of yourself that takes accountability just as important as they would anything else. That's just not where a lot of y'all are. Y'all, this shit is hilarious, bro. It really is. It ain't the video games that bothers you. It's not. Can't be. It's something else going on here. But will you acknowledge it? I know. Do you know? You're not bothered by the video game. You just like attention. You like control. It's a form of foreplay. It's a form of dominance. You're at war with the person that you lay down with. You're at war with the person that's supposed to be your protector. You're sitting up here trying to be Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage in a relationship with another guy. You're trying to be the guy in the relationship. You can't. How do you not see that that's not cool or okay?
Shut up.
Just chill out, man. Chill out. More respect on these brothers, man. Put yourself in guys' shoes for a second. That might have to be my next topic. That's matter of fact, I think that might be just my next one. Just me, I crap gotta stop, man. Because we're not really getting anywhere with that. But I digress. Shout outs to everybody who pulled up today. No, thank you. We will be back later on. The after hours, the late night tip. It's going to be a goodie. I got you covered. We're going to have a nice little live reaction. I figured out the code, hopefully. So we're going to have us a live one. And we're going to talk about it. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Do me a solid if you in the building.
Push your goddamn button. Push your goddamn button.
As far as the ego and the attitude and all that other shit, like
cut it out.
Outside of that, man, I'm gonna pull up later on, and Lord willing, y'all have a blessed one. I will talk to y'all later this evening. Your digs. Cue the intro.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging a generation.